Number 10. Rude to a restaurant hostess. Being a waitress at a fancy restaurant will sometimes give you the chance to meet celebrities when you're working. TikTok user Julia Carolan was working at a fancy restaurant in Manhattan, and she documented her bad experience with Hailey Bieber. In the video, she said, "This is going to be controversial, but I've met her a handful of times, and each time she was not nice. I really wanted to like her, but I have to give her a 3.5 out of 10. Sorry." When the video went viral, Hailey eventually saw it and quickly took to the comment section of the video, and she tried to apologize for how she acted. She said, "Just came across this video and I'm so sorry if I've ever given you bad vibes or a bad attitude. That was never my intention." She also added that she would like to apologize to Julia in person and thanked her for calling her out. Thankfully, Hailey had the grace to apologize to Julia, but it's likely that she wouldn't have even considered her behavior rude if she didn't get called out for it and the video didn't go viral. The truth is, you can really make out someone's character just by how they treat those working in the service industry, like James Corden found out back in October. So apology or not, this kind of behavior is never okay, but it's good that more and more celebrities are being called out for it these days. Number 9. Racist tweets. Just a few days after she called Twitter a breeding ground for cruelty towards each other, Hailey Bieber got slammed again by Twitter users who had discovered and shared some of the model's old Twitter and Tumblr posts as supposed evidence of her racism and bigotry. It all started when she came to Justin Bieber's defense, after he revealed that he had been diagnosed with Lyme disease, and some of his fans said that he wouldn't have gotten it if he had been with Selena Gomez, which is ridiculous of course, but Hailey's response just caused the trolls to turn their attention on her. These fans then decided to dig up some old dirt about her and succeeded at doing so. They posted screenshots of tweets and Tumblr posts dating back years that showed examples of Hailey using the N-word casually, claiming she came back from Florida a different race, and using language associated with racism against the Asian community. In a tweet from January 2012, she wrote, "Shut up before I smack you back to your own country." And then in November of 2013, she wrote, "To those foreigners who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so sorry your country didn't have pilgrims and Indians to start such a sick holiday." Yeah, that was pretty indefensible. Shortly after, most tweets mentioning her past were deleted, and Hailey then decided to close her Twitter account altogether. Celebrities often forget that you can literally find everything on the internet these days, and obviously Hailey's past eventually came back to haunt her. Number 8. The Nepo Baby shirt. If you've been on the internet recently, you'll have noticed that the dreaded Nepo Baby label is becoming just as popular as the term industry plant. But the Nepo Baby label specifically refers to someone who receives privileges due to their relatives or friends being powerful. Usually it means that someone is able to get jobs because of who they know, and most of the time it's famous parents. Amidst the growing criticism surrounding the Nepo Baby discourse and the fact that she refuses to acknowledge her privilege in this aspect, Hailey bravely decided to wear a Nepo Baby t-shirt, which to many people made it seem like she was proud to be given countless opportunities over everyone else just because of her last name. As expected, this only turned more people against her. Louis Pisano, a writer for Harper's Bazaar, then tweeted out the photo with the caption, "The Hailey Bieber Nepo Baby t-shirt picture gives nothing because she gives nothing. She's not personable enough to give this staged paparazzi shot for a viral moment any personality. She doesn't act or sing. She gets in and out of cars in beige and black YSL and has a skincare line." That tweet went viral, and the crazy thing is that a lot of people seem to agree. Singer Charlie XCX then chimed in and wrote, "I respect the Nepo Baby t-shirt attempt," but the keyword there is obviously attempt. Number 7. Cultural appropriation. Hailey Bieber faced a ton of criticism after she made a TikTok video all about brownie glazed lips, where she wears brown lip liner with a clear glossy lip gloss over the top. That was coincidentally from her own beauty brand called Rhode. So what is the problem with this kind of makeup, and why was it making people angry? Well, Hailey was called out for appropriating a makeup technique that's historically been worn by Latinas and black and brown women since the 90s. Not only that, but she tried to rename the look as brownie glazed lips, so for a lot of people that was the last straw. Naturally, her video led to an influx of primarily white influencers recreating the look on the platform and crediting her as their inspiration. As the trend took off, it became clear that this was yet another case of a white celebrity claiming to have started a beauty technique that has long been practiced by women of color. The controversy reached a boiling point when the topic began to trend on Twitter, and this is because the incident is hardly new. In fact, it's part of a larger conversation concerning cultural appropriation, specifically in beauty practices, especially when it comes to so-called trends that are popularized on platforms like TikTok and touted by influencers and celebrities. This one was a bit of a gray area considering that Hailey never specifically claimed to have invented the look, so the only real issue is that she didn't credit the origin of the makeup look. Number 6. Snubbing snubbing a fellow influencer. In June last year, Hailey was called out by an influencer who just happened to be a guest at her Rhode launch party. Beauty vlogger Iris Balin attended the launch party for Hailey's skincare brand, and she said that she had a terrible experience. She posted an Instagram video explaining what went down, and apparently the whole atmosphere of the event was off. She said the event was beautiful, like it was literally a nightclub kind of thing, but the girl gets there with her friends Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, all of her friends are there, but they have this corner that only they could be in. So basically, Hailey stayed in the VIP section at her own launch party. Iris said that she wanted to take a picture with her and was excited to hear about her brand, but Hailey refused to talk to her or even come near her. The idea is that when you're in a room full of influential beauty icons and content creators, you need to get those people on board with your new product. Iris said this girl didn't say anything, and it was the most awkward thing because there were people hovering to take pictures with her, to talk to her. This is your event, show up for your event, or have your rep people say something. But yeah, no, Hailey didn't say anything or want to talk about anything. Apparently, it was Kylie Jenner that eventually said a few words about the skincare line, but no one heard from the founder all night. Number 5. Allegations of cheating. Hailey and Justin, who recently celebrated 4 years of marriage, got together after Justin and Selena had broken off their relationship. But some people have always wondered if that was the whole real story. Interestingly enough, while she was on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Hailey actually suggested that Selena and Justin weren't as serious as everyone thought at the time. When she reconciled with Justin in June of 2018, Hailey insisted that he and Selena were not in a relationship. She spoke about their brief reunion and claimed that by that point it was just closure for them. She said, "As a woman, I would never want to get into a relationship with someone and be engaged to them and be getting married to them and be thinking in the back of my mind, I wonder if that door was really closed. I know for a fact that the reason we were able to get back together was because it was very much completely closed." She went on to say, "It was the right thing for them to close that door. It closed a chapter. I think it was the best thing that could have happened for him to move on." She said that a lot of the hate she gets comes from the perception that she stole Justin. But Hailey insisted that the only people that really know the truth of the situation and what the timeline was actually them. To this day though, the exact timeline is still debated, considering that many fans think Selena and Justin were actually in a relationship when they got back together in 2018. But of course, only they really know the truth. Number 4. Tone-deaf comments. A lot of the backlash against Hailey came when she invited Gwyneth Paltrow on an episode of her YouTube show Who's in My Bathroom, and the two of them discussed the label of nepotism, given that they both come from famous families. If you didn't know, Hailey is linked to Stephen Baldwin, William Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin, so she was born into a family of stars, and it has undeniably fast-tracked her success. Some have also argued that her marriage to Justin Bieber is also what catapulted her into the mega fame that she has now. This is mostly because Hailey tends to fall under the category of celebrities that are famous just for being famous, and is more or less considered a Hollywood socialite than anything else. When Gwyneth Paltrow appeared on the show, she spoke about being the child of famous parents and claimed that she's had to work twice as hard as someone without her connections, because apparently people are always ready to pull her down and say, "You are only there because of your dad or your mum." Hailey of course agreed with her statements that she has it harder than regular people in the industry. These comments came off as extremely tone deaf, and it really set the internet against her. Many fans have since called her out for essentially refusing to acknowledge how she got where she is today. Number 3. Ignoring Addison Rae. In May of 2021, Hailey found herself in hot water when people accused her of being rude and ignoring Addison Rae, who was her guest on Hailey's YouTube series Who's in My Bathroom. The two stars made sandwiches and sundaes while talking about their lives. At one point, Hailey asked Addison how she deals with privacy as a social media star, especially when it comes to her romantic relationships. But when Addison responded and started explaining that she has learned over the years how to keep her love life private, Hailey seems to focus on her food more than anything else. Even though the topics were pretty dark, fans noticed that Hailey would stick out her tongue while pouring sauce over ice cream and sprayed whipped cream into her mouth. Essentially, some people felt that she was rude for not paying attention to her guest on her own show. When the criticism amped up, Hailey then explained that her show is meant to be lighthearted, and that was a feeling that she wanted to convey. She said, "I just didn't want it to get too intense and too deep. I never want someone to come on Who's in My Bathroom and feel like I'm trying to pry information out of them or get them to talk about a subject that could potentially be sensitive or uncomfortable for them, just for the sake of views." Which, I mean, is completely fine, given that it's just the way that she wants to present her own show. Number 2. Justin Bieber's antics. After a video of the singer yelling at Hailey went viral, fans have wondered what was said and what the real story was between the husband and wife. In July of 2021, the couple were in Las Vegas to celebrate Kendall Jenner's new tequila tequila brand 818 Tequila. After the night, a TikTok user by the name of Yanjeric23 posted a video of Justin and Hailey leaving the club with fans and bodyguards around them. In the video, you could see that they were holding hands as he yelled at her while they walked down the halls of the hotel. The clip went viral on TikTok with more than 1.2 million views, and it drew concern from fans everywhere. Before it was deleted, many users took to the comments to slam Justin for how he treated Hailey, although some fans came to his defense and said that he wasn't yelling at her out of anger but out of excitement. Then in September that same year, there was a video posted on Twitter showing Justin running away from paparazzi and fully leaving Hailey while she falls to the ground. Fans immediately took to the comments expressing their empathy for Hailey, considering that this wasn't the first time Justin just took off without her. For whatever reason, he seems to not care about the fact that he left her in an uncomfortable situation. And coming in at number 1, calling out Selena fans. Back in September, Hailey made an appearance on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast. She asked if Justin or anyone in their circle now has ever asked Selena to try and put an end to the hatred that is coming from her fans. Hailey said that she has no expectation of Selena doing that, but if that was something that she felt was necessary, then that would be amazing. She addressed the massive amounts of trolling she's received from haters all these years, when they flooded her Instagram lives with nasty comments, and when they stood outside the Met Gala in 2021 to scream Selena when she and Justin walked the red carpet. Hailey recalled that moment and said, "Yes, I could hear everyone screaming. I think there's a certain part of you that has a numbness. It was disrespectful to me, to my relationship. It just was, period. But I think I've endured so much disrespect, and I still do to this day, that there's a part of me that was just like another day, another negative slave." Hailey then hopped on TikTok to issue a direct message to people that were trolling her on social media. She said, "Leave me alone at this point. I'm minding my business. I don't do anything. I don't say anything. Leave me alone, please. That's the only request. Leave me alone. Be miserable somewhere else, please." So clearly by that point you could tell that she'd had enough. Do you know what Hailey Bieber just said about Selena Gomez? She decided to clear the air about the rumors that she stole Justin from Selena. Well, there's 3 sides to every story, so let's get into what she said. Hailey made an appearance on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast yesterday and was asked if there was ever any overlap between Justin and Selena's relationship, especially right before they got married. But Hailey flat out denied it, essentially saying that she's not a homewrecker and she has never romantically been involved with him while he was with another person. She said, "I can say, period, point blank, I was never with him when he was in a relationship with anybody, and that's the end of it." Hailey goes on to say that she's aware of the timing of things, especially from the outside looking in, and how that might appear like there was a quick succession of romances from Selena to Hailey, but she insists that she actually waited. She added that it was not in her character to mess with someone's relationship, but she does understand the heightened attention surrounding her marriage and how it relates to her husband's past relationships. Quote, "Well, I think even for starters, even me talking about him or talking about our relationship, people will take that and be like, all she ever talks about is her relationship with him. Even something like that, I'm just like, well, we are married and he's a huge part of my life, and obviously people are very interested in our life together." Hailey and Justin, who recently celebrated 4 years of marriage, got together after Justin and Selena had broken off their relationship, but some fans wondered if that was the whole real story. Interestingly enough, Hailey actually suggested that Selena and Justin weren't as serious as everyone thought at the time. She's referring to the brief period of time where they seemed to rekindle their relationship through early 2018 until they abruptly split. When she reconciled with Justin in June of that year, Hailey insisted that they were not in a relationship. She spoke more about Justin and Selena's brief reunion and claimed that by that point it was just closure for them. She said, "As a woman, I would never want to get into a relationship with someone and be engaged to them and be getting married to them and be thinking in the back of my mind, I wonder if that door was really closed. I know for a fact that the reason we were able to get back together was because it was very much completely closed." She went on to say that it was the right thing for them to close that door. It closed a chapter. I think it was the best thing that could have happened to him to move on. Hailey also talked about the toxic fan base and being the target of haters since Jelena split up for good. She said, "There's a lot of hate, and the perpetuation comes from the misconception of, oh, you stole him. It comes from the fact that they'd wished he had ended up with someone else, and that's fine. You can wish that all you want, but that's just not the case." She added that the only people that really know the truth of the situation and what the timeline really was and how it happened and how it went down are me and him. Perception is a really tricky thing because when you're watching something from the outside, you can see it one way, when it may not be the reality of what happened behind closed doors. The model also spoke about the trolling she received from the haters. They've interrupted her Instagram lives, flooding her with nasty comments, and stood outside the Met Gala in 2021 to scream Selena when she and Justin walked the red carpet. She recalled that traumatic moment, saying, "Yes, I could hear everyone screaming. I think there's a certain part of you that has numbness. It was disrespectful to me, to my relationship. It just was, period, the end. But I think I've endured so much disrespect, and I still do to this day, that there was like a part of me that was just like another day, another negative slave." When Alex asked her if Justin or anyone in their circle has ever asked Selena to try and put an end to the hatred that's coming from her fans, Hailey said that she has no expectation whatsoever of Selena doing that, but if that was something that she felt was necessary, then that would be amazing. In fact, the two women have spoken since her wedding to Justin, and Hailey now claims that she's ready to move on from all the drama. She said, "It's all respect, it's all love. That's also why I feel like, well, if everybody on our side knows what happened, and we're good and we can walk away from it with clarity and respect, then that's fine." The model ended the topic by saying, "You're never going to be able to correct every narrative, and there's going to be new ones that come. It's never going to end, and that's why I didn't speak about a lot of this stuff." So clearly, Hailey understands that at the end of the day, it's impossible to please everyone.
American model and television personality Hailey Bieber seems to have gotten herself into some trouble over the launch of her new skincare line called Rhode. Before starting the line, she said that she had always dreamed of starting her own line, but didn't get serious about it until the last couple years, making time to meet with chemists and dermatologists and test out the samples with family and friends. She had a sit-down interview with People and said the following: "What sets Rhode apart is we're putting out a very curated, edited line of essentials. Our philosophy is making one of everything really good. For me, that spans across all things in my life, from beauty to how I edit my wardrobe. It's like that one really good pair of jeans you're always reaching for, that one really good blazer you keep going back to. That's how I look at skincare as well, the one really good moisturizer you keep reaching for." The debut started with 3 products available on their website, all for under $30. Hailey saying that she wanted to make the makeup available for everyone, saying it was a party everyone was invited to. But it looks like that party might just get crashed by a 9-year-old fashion line that shares the exact same name. The co-founders of the company, Perna Katow and Phoebe Vickers, are suing her for trademark infringement due to the companies sharing the same name. According to the court filings, they said that since launching the company in 2013, they have dedicated themselves to growing and nurturing the Rhode brand through much personal sacrifice and hardship. It is now apparently a very reputable brand sold in luxury stores and has been worn by celebrities like both Beyonce and Rihanna, and they're apparently expected to make $14.5 million this year. According to the company, they hold the Rhode trademark for many different clothing items and accessories, and had been planning to expand into household items and skincare. They said that as soon as Hailey's skincare line was launched, they immediately began to see confusion in the marketplace. They also said that Instagram had originally promised them the @Rhode handle, but they had then gone back on that and allowed Hailey Bieber to take the username, specifically noting the joint Instagram post between the new account and Bieber's own account that has already gained around 700,000 likes. They also said that more confusion has already been caused due to celebrities having tagged Hailey's new skincare account when wearing their clothing items instead of their official account @ShopRhode. Katow said, "We have real concerns about the future. We put blood, sweat, and tears into this brand for years. It is disappointing to me that an entrepreneurial woman who we've long been fans of is trying to stifle what we have built." And her partner Vickers seemed concerned about a TikTok comment where Hailey said that she wanted to make Rhode into a full lifestyle brand and that she would be releasing clothes in the future under the Rhode name. The two have asked in the documents that Hailey stop using the name Rhode for her brand and completely change the name of the skincare line, saying, "The brand Rhode is everything we have worked hard to achieve, and her using our name is hurting our company, our employees, our customers, and our partners." They also said that Hailey had even attempted to buy the name from them 4 years ago, but they had declined. And here's what their lawyer had to say about the situation. "We of course understand that Hailey wants to use her middle name for her brand, but the law on this is clear. You can't create this kind of brand confusion just because you want to use your name. What Miss Bieber is doing is harming a minority co-owned business that 2 women have painstakingly built into a growing global brand." Justin Bieber seems to think his wife has put her own fair share of work into growing the brand. Him saying, "I'm so proud of you, baby. No one knows the long hours of care and passion that you have put into building a skincare brand that is truly to serve the people." In the caption of the post, he continued on saying, "The most beautiful thing about you is your care to protect people with good ingredients that will help their skin to flourish like you did for me and my skin. And so many people are going to have beautiful, dewy skin because of your desire to give them access to the best." Definitely sounds like a PR person wrote that for him, but that's just my opinion.
What did Justin Bieber say about Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber? They pretty much broke the internet with their pictures together after they saw each other at the second annual Academy Museum Gala in LA over the weekend. It was there that Selena and Hailey posed for the picture that would send fans into a frenzy. While the photo isn't going to completely shut down the haters after Hailey's controversial podcast interview, at least it made Justin Bieber happy. An insider told Entertainment Tonight that he hopes this meeting would finally lead to everyone moving on. Quote, "Justin is very happy with the fact that they can all move on and that it can be peaceful between everyone," adding that Hailey and Selena wanted to prove to the world that there was no bad blood between them anymore. The source alleges that Selena and Hailey were both super chill together at the Academy Museum Gala. They've both moved on and are happy in their own lives. They wanted to show the world that there's no beef or bad feelings between them anymore. The two of them saw each other just weeks after Hailey appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast and denied rumors that she stole Justin from Selena. When she was asked if there was ever any overlap between her relationship with Justin and his relationship with Selena, she flat out denied it, essentially saying that she is not a homewrecker and that she was never romantically involved with him while he was with another person. Hailey said, "I can say period, point blank, I was never with him when he was in a relationship with anybody, and that's the end of it," adding that it is not in her character to mess with someone's relationship, but she does understand how it looks from the outside. She said, "Even me talking about him or talking about our relationship, people will take that and be like, all she ever about is her relationship with him. And I'm like, well, we are married and he's a huge part of my life, and obviously people are very interested in our life together." Hailey and Justin, who recently celebrated 4 years of marriage, got together after Justin and Selena had broken off their relationship, but some fans wondered if that was the whole real story. Interestingly enough, Hailey actually suggested that Selena and Justin weren't as serious as everyone thought they were at the time. She means the brief period of time where they seemed to rekindle their relationship through early 2018 until they abruptly split. When she reconciled with Justin in June of that year, Hailey insisted that they were not in a relationship. She also addressed the toxic fan base and said what it's like being the target of haters since Jelena split up for good. She said a lot of the hate and the perpetuation comes from the misconception of, oh, you stole him. It comes from the fact that they wished he had ended up with someone else. And that's fine. You can wish that all you want, but that's just not the case. She added that the only people that really know the truth of the situation and what the timeline really was and how it happened and how it went down are me and him. Hailey says that the trolls and haters have interrupted her Instagram lives, flooding her with nasty comments, and even stood outside the Met Gala in 2021 to scream Selena when she and Justin walked the red carpet. She recalled that traumatic moment saying, "Yeah, I could hear everyone screaming. I think there's a certain part of you that has a numbness. It was really disrespectful to me, to my relationship. It just was, period, the end. But I think I've endured so much disrespect, and I still do to this day, that there was a part of me that was just like another day, another negative slave." When she was asked if Justin or anyone in their circle now has ever asked Selena to try and put an end to the hatred coming from her fans, Hailey just said that she has no expectation of Selena doing that, but if that was something that she felt was necessary, then that would be amazing. But we do know that in October of 2019, following the release of her song Look at Her Now, Selena attempted to spread a message of kindness after fans accused Hailey of dissing her earlier in the week. Although she didn't mention the model by name, Selena said, "I do not stand for women tearing women down. I will never ever be by that. So please be kind to everyone. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If you're my fans, don't be rude to anybody, please. Don't go off and say things that you just feel in the moment." Apart from that, it would be unrealistic of Hailey to think that Selena has any other way to tell her haters to back off. She obviously did what she could, and it's not as though she controls everyone on the internet.
And at number 10, blackface. Accusations of cultural appropriation of the black community has surrounded the Kardashian family for years, and Kylie was at the center of that debate when she posted a photo in April 2015 where people think she was blackfishing, which is when a white person changes their race to appear black or mixed race. The photo is heavily edited, but in it her skin is incredibly dark. Tons of comments called Kylie out for the photo, claiming this was a form of blackface. Kylie posted a follow-up photo addressing the controversy, saying the photo looked darker because of the lighting, not because of dark makeup. She wrote, quote, "This is a black light and neon lights. People, let's all calm down. In at number 9, the hashtag Kylie Jenner challenge. Back in 2015, after Kylie got her lip filler, Kylie Jenner challenge was going viral online. Since fans wanted to get bigger lips like Kylie, they started sucking on shot glasses and other small objects to inflame their lips and make them look huge like Kylie's. Thankfully, I never actually did this one. I'm surprised I didn't try it, but I don't think I ever actually did it. The challenge caused some hilarious results, but also some serious injuries. Many people were bruised for days following the challenge, but others had more severe problems like popping blood vessels in their lips that required hospitalization. Kylie condemned the challenge, tweeting, quote, "I'm not here to try and encourage people/young girls to look like me or think this is the way they should look. I want to encourage people and young girls like me to be yourself and not be afraid to experiment with your look." But people still faulted Kylie for the injuries. In at number 8, cornrows. It seems that Kylie didn't learn her lesson with the blackfishing scandal, and the backlash against her got much worse in July of 2015 when she posted a photo wearing cornrows on Instagram. Many fans in the comments called her out for wearing the style. Hunger Games actress Amanda Stenberg shared her disappointment in the comments. Quote, "When you appropriate black features and culture but fail to use your position of power to help black Americans by directing attention towards your wigs instead of police brutality or racism." Kylie responded, writing, quote, "Mad if I don't, mad if I do. Go hang with Jaden or something." Justin Bieber actually came to Kylie's defense here, but it created a huge scandal that got Kylie and the family a lot of heat. Detractors accused Kylie of appropriating black features and not recognizing the history associated with the hairstyle. In at number 7, vintage t-shirts. This scandal happened in 2017 when Kendall and Kylie launched a line of rap versus rock fashion tees as part of their Kendall and Kylie collection. The distressed faded shirts featured superimposed images of the sisters' faces over famous musicians like Tupac, The Doors, Biggie Smalls, and Ozzy Osbourne. Fans immediately called the shirts disrespectful, especially since the sisters were using images of deceased artists. Two of the more talked about t-shirts featured the faces of Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. Even Biggie's mom got involved, calling the concept, quote, "disgusting" and disrespectful. His estate also sent a cease and desist letter. Photographer Michael Miller, who took the image of Tupac that appeared on one of the shirts, later sued Kendall and Kylie, accusing them of using the image without his permission. The sisters removed the shirts days after the release and apologized for offending fans of the artists. And at number 6, plastic surgery denial. At this point, it's pretty obvious that Kylie has changed her looks through cosmetic enhancements, but she won't own up to anything other than her incredibly obvious lip filler. In 2015, after a shocking change in her appearance, it was speculated that she received lip fillers. But for months after, she denied the rumors and said that her full lips were a result of a lip liner. But after she could no longer deny it, she fessed up to the fillers in an interview. She told ABC News, quote, "It's just an insecurity of mine and that's what I wanted to do." She admitted the insecurity stemmed from a boy telling her lips were too small to kiss. Chloe said in an episode of the show about Kylie's lips, quote, "Kylie decided to plump her lips and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if you've done something though, it's right to cop up to it." It's been speculated that Kylie's had a number of other procedures done, but she hasn't admitted to anything else. Halfway number 5, lied about being a billionaire. Kylie Jenner became a household name after she was labeled the world's youngest self-made billionaire in 2019, beating up Mark Zuckerberg. This label was given by Forbes, who had looked over her finances and determined she was a billionaire. But less than a year after the company gave her the insane title, they actually walked it back and claimed the Kardashians duped Forbes into giving her the label when she wasn't actually a billionaire at the time. Forbes said Kylie had been, quote, "inflating the size and success of her business for years." Apparently, it was exposed when Cody bought a portion of Kylie's company, and all the business documents were made public, and the official one showed a lower net worth for the brand. In reality, it said that Jenner's net worth at the time was likely, quote, "just under $900 million, but it has since fallen to around $700 million. And at number 4, fake face wash. While Kylie was first promoting Kylie's Skin, she got a ton of heat for a super cringy video of her washing her face. Firstly, she used a filter while washing, which doesn't let us see how the product actually works. Then she only used the face wash for about 5 seconds maximum before scrubbing off her makeup with a towel. Worst of all, we get a quick glimpse of the towel after, and it's covered in foundation. So clearly it didn't even work to take the makeup off. One comment on the post read, quote, "She washed her face for literally seconds and her foundation was all over the towel. If I did that, my acne would be poppin'." And at number 3, Kylie Minogue. Before Kylie Jenner, Kylie Minogue was the most famous Kylie. The Australian pop star shaded Kylie Jenner when Kylie tried to trademark their first name. According to the US Patent and Trademark Office, in 2015 Jenner tried to register Kylie in the US for advertising services and endorsement services. But Kylie Minogue's team filed their own charges to ensure the trademark did not go through. Minogue claimed it would damage her own reputation. In the legal documents, Minogue's team classified Jenner as a, quote, "secondary reality television personality," Kylie, known for her quote photographic exhibitionism and controversial posts on social media. Then Kylie Minogue tweeted quote, "Hello, my name is Kylie, #lightyears," insinuating she was here way before Jenner. And at number 2, betrayed Kanye. When Kanye was first launching his Yeezy brand with Adidas, he used Kylie in his fashion show to promote the shoes, along with the rest of the Kardashian clan. But then Puma snagged Kylie for their new shoe line, which was a conflict of interest because Puma is a rival to Adidas. In an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim said, quote, "Kanye had Kylie walk in his first 2 Adidas shows. He really believed in her as part of his brand. I feel like this was a conflict of interest." Kylie ended up going forward with the Puma deal and apparently made a cool 7 figures, but she lost the trust and respect of Kanye. Before Kylie officially signed the deal, Kanye made a fool of himself on Twitter, saying that there was no way that Kylie would take the deal and betray his family. Sure, he regretted that after. And finally, number 1, Lourdes Leon. Lourdes Leon, daughter of Madonna, dissed Kylie after Lourdes was invited to a party that she was throwing. Apparently, Lourdes shaded Kylie over her social media activity and selfie taking. After Lourdes received the invite, the source revealed, quote, "She couldn't believe Kylie thought that she'd be receptive to a party invite and has completely ignored her. As far as Lourdes is concerned, she's not going to lower herself to even responding," adding that Lourdes is very picky about who she spends time with and Kylie doesn't make the cut. The source added that her friends are, quote, "much more interested in changing the world than in taking selfies." This was a few years ago, so I wonder if her opinions have changed, but it's very embarrassing to say the least.
Number 10, using a wheelchair as a prop. In 2016, Kylie's December-January cover of Interview magazine came with a lot of controversy. The cover and inside photos featured the reality star posing in a golden wheelchair in a way that made her look like a doll. The then 18-year-old Kylie was dressed in a skin-tight black bodysuit and posed as though she were a mannequin staring off into space. But it's not the lack of clothing or the bondage theme that had people offended. It's the fact that she was posing in a wheelchair. Many found the shoot to be demeaning to those with disabilities. In response, several users took to Twitter to explain why it was wrong. A wheelchair user by the name of Nylan Morton tweeted, "I will never forgive Kylie Jenner for doing that photo shoot in a wheelchair. That was ableist AF because it shows that society would rather support an able-bodied person acting disabled than actually support a disabled person talent. We deserve to be given opportunities and chances." Amidst a growing backlash, Interview magazine released a statement defending the photos. They said, "The Kylie Jenner cover by Stephen Klein is a part of this tradition, placing Kylie in a variety of positions of power and control, and exploring her image as an object of vast media scrutiny." Number 9, terrible tipping. Being a waitress at a fancy restaurant will sometimes give you the chance to meet celebrities when you're working. TikTok user Julia Carolan was working at a fancy restaurant in Manhattan, and she documented her bad experience meeting several stars, one of them being Kylie Jenner, who she exposed big time for allegedly being a horrible tipper. Speaking about the experience, Julia said, "She was fine, but she tipped $20 on a $500 dinner bill. Do with that information what you will." She gave Kylie a 2 out of 10 rating, which was one of the lowest out of all the other celebrities. The video received millions of likes and thousands of comments from people who were as equally disappointed in Kylie's tip as Julia. Someone commented, "Kylie tipped $20 and she's the youngest billionaire, and I really feel like Kylie thinks $20 means 20%. These days there are more and more conversations surrounding tipping culture, and most people can agree that it's a pretty messed up system, and restaurants should just pay their waitstaff a living wage. But we can all agree that a so-called billionaire can afford to leave more than a $20 tip. It's not just stingy, it's incredibly disrespectful." Number 8, Kylie Cosmetics. The reality star's makeup company has faced intense backlash over the years. In February of 2017, at least 15 customers filed complaints with the Better Business Bureau that they smelled chemicals and glue when they opened her Royal Peach eyeshadow palette. The customers compared the smell to paint thinner and complained that they started experiencing horrible headaches soon after opening the palettes. That September, another customer reported that she found a swarm of ants in a box of makeup products. To prove her case, she posted an Instagram video of her opening her Kylie Cosmetics package to show dozens of live ants scurrying around on her makeup products. The customer claimed that she reached out to Kylie Cosmetics 3 times before posting on Instagram. She said that the company claimed they were going to send her another package, which never arrived. Then in May of 2019, when Kylie released a walnut face scrub, which she claimed could be used every day, she said, "It's gentle enough to use every day. I recommend 2 or 3 times a week. That's how much I use it." But her claims have since been refuted by dermatologists, who found that the fine walnut powder in the scrub is too abrasive abrasive to be used on delicate face skin, and it can actually cause micro-trauma to the skin if used every day. Number 7. Lying about being a billionaire. Kris and Kylie Jenner allegedly faked taxes to make Kylie appear to be a billionaire. In March of 2019, Forbes referred to Kylie Jenner as a billionaire and referred to the then 21-year-old as the youngest self-made billionaire ever. It was a huge achievement for the family, until it wasn't. Another article by Forbes, this one published in May of 2020, claimed that Kylie was never a billionaire at all, and that she and Kris have been inflating her business earnings for years. Quote, more likely the business was never that big to begin with, and the Jenners have lied about it every year since 2016, including having their tax accountant draft tax returns with false numbers to help juice Forbes' estimates of Kylie's earnings and net worth. The staff at Forbes said, while we can't prove that those documents were fake, it's clear that Kylie's camp has been lying. Not only that, but the Jenners initially declined to answer their questions about the issue, before Kylie went on to deny the whole thing in a series of tweets slamming the outlet. Number 6. Vintage t-shirt designs. In June of 2017, Kendall and Kylie Jenner became the center of controversy when they launched a new line of rap vs rock fashion t-shirts as a part of their Kendall and Kylie collection. The shirts use images of their favorite musicians like Metallica, Led Zeppelin, and Pink Floyd, with their own faces superimposed over them. Two of the more talked about t-shirts feature the faces of the late Tupac and Notorious Big. It was so bad that even Biggie's mom got involved and called the concept disgusting and disrespectful, along with sending a cease and desist letter that came from his estate. The sisters were immediately reprimanded online for lack of sensitivity and tact. They later posted an apology saying, "These designs were not well thought out and we deeply apologize to anyone that has been upset and or offended, especially to the families of the artists." They went on to say, "We are huge fans of their music and it was not our intention to disrespect these cultural icons in any way. The t-shirts have been pulled from retail and all images have been removed. We will use this as an opportunity to learn from these mistakes, and again we are very sorry." Number 5. Denying lip fillers. Kylie came under fire as a teenager for getting lip injections to enhance her pout. For years, she denied this fact and simply said that she was overlining her lips with makeup to achieve this same effect. She eventually capitalized on the speculation and released a product called the Kylie Lip Kit, where she assured fans they could get similar results. But that didn't stop fans from noticing the drastic changes to her appearance in the more than 10 years since the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired in 2007. But after years of denying she's had lip filler, the star eventually came clean. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admits, quote, "I have temporary lip fillers. It's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do." But it's a little sad when you look at why she got it done. She said, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips. And it was like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips." She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming a bit too much. Number 4. The offensive Halloween costume. When it comes to celebrities dressing up, not every idea is a winner, and some outfits result in major backlash from fans. Once Scott Disick got the ball rolling with his controversial costume, more Kardashians followed suit. In 2015, Kylie Jenner made headlines for all the wrong reasons when she was accused of wearing a sexy Halloween costume that seemed to be of an Alaskan native. Kylie posted a video donning blonde hair and a fuzzy white hood with matching boots. She also used the word to describe the outfit that has since been considered a slur. If you are unaware, it's the one that starts with the E. Unfortunately, Kylie made that the caption of her photo and later switched the caption to Snow Princess after she faced backlash. Although the then teenager was slammed for her costume, she did have one supporter, the Alaskan reality star Bristol Palin, who penned a letter to Kylie saying that she is part of the group that is indigenous to Alaska and said that she was not offended. But 2 years later, it was her sister Kim's turn to make headlines, this time for dressing up as a deceased R&B icon. Number 3. Lying on Instagram. In September of 2018, Kylie tweeted, "Last night I had cereal with milk for the first time. Life-changing." The post is still up to this day and has reached 179,000 likes. At first, no one was sure whether or not she was being serious, given that most people would have tried cereal with milk together or not had it at all. Seth Rogen seemed to think this and responded to her tweet saying, "Wait till you try peanut butter and jam." Other users followed suit, with someone writing, "Wait till you try coffee with hot water," or "Wait till you try butter on toast." But fans were quick to call Kylie out, and one Twitter user by the name of Joseph Shepard even came through with evidence that proved she was lying. Apparently, Kylie had posted a photo of a bowl of cereal on Instagram in 2013. And yes, the bowl of cereal had milk and fruit in it, so obviously the internet remembers everything. In 2020, the reality star also got called out for posting Photoshop pictures on Instagram. She put up a series of pics in a bikini by the pool, but she left in some very obvious evidence of editing. In one photo, the edge of the pool she's standing by is completely warped, which is probably the result of her toning her leg. Kylie quickly deleted the photos, only to share them again, this time with the warped pool edge cropped out of the image. But of course, fans noticed the blunder and took screenshots. Number 2. Cultural appropriation. In January of 2020, there was yet another Kylie Jenner scandal making the rounds on the internet. This time, Twitter users were accusing her of cultural appropriation after she debuted a controversial hairstyle on social media. Kylie shared a picture of herself from an old photo shoot wearing her platinum blonde hair in twists, which is known to be a protective style in the African American community that women can get legally fired for wearing. So that's when the backlash began to roll in. Kylie quickly deleted the post from her Instagram stories, but the photographer who was responsible for the photo shoot, as well as her makeup artist Ariel Tejada, kept the photo on their pages, and they claimed that Gwen Stefani was the inspiration behind the look. This isn't the first time the Kardashian and Jenner sisters have been slammed for appropriating black culture with their beauty choices. Apart from that incident, Kylie has also faced heavy criticism for wearing cornrows and trying to rebrand the look as boxer braids. In response, actress Amanda Stenberg posted a statement underneath one of her Instagram photos. She said, "When you appropriate black features and culture, but fail to use your position of power to help black Americans by directing attention towards your wigs instead of police brutality or racism." And coming in at number 1, the lion's head. Kylie once again caught a lot of heat when she arrived at Paris Fashion Week wearing a lifelike lion's head on her shoulder. The thing was so real it looked like a genuine piece of taxidermy, which obviously disturbed a lot of animal activists. Her Schiaparelli dress was made of foam, wool, and silk fake fur, and hand painted to look as lifelike as possible. In fact, it looked so realistic that the brand had to release a statement about it on social media, in all caps, which read, "No animals were harmed in making this look." But of course, Kylie's look still received a large amount of backlash. One user tweeted, "We have to stop showing animals as luxury products. They may be made from fern, but these are endangered species that have historically been killed for their pelts to be turned into garments." World Animal News retweeted a video of the reality star in the gown and wrote, "A disturbing video of Kylie Jenner wearing a lion head at the Schiaparelli fashion show. Although they stated that it was fake, how could they possibly think this is fashion? This sends the wrong message and fuels not only the exotic fur trade, but trophy hunting."
Coming in number 10, swimwear scam. Kylie Jenner's new swimwear line received a ton of backlash from her own fans, with many taking to TikTok to complain about getting scammed. The 24-year-old billionaire business mogul released her new line of swimwear and was quick to promote it on her social media, resulting in many styles selling out fast. Unfortunately, a lot of buyers started to have buyer's remorse after receiving their orders. TikTok specifically was flooded with videos of people giving Kylie's swimwear a bad review. Many were upset over the poor quality of the pieces and even described them as being so thin that you could practically see through it. One reviewer said that they shelled out $250 on 2 sarongs, a pink 2-piece, and a yellow cutout monokini, but then said, "I would show you these, but I literally can't because they are just not it." The sizing, she explained, was perfect, but despite being fully aware there was no padding, the material was so flimsy it just shows everything. Not a good look. Coming at number 9, the stripper pole. According to Kylie Jenner herself, one of her most embarrassing moments in her career as a celebrity really happened during the filming of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In all fairness though, she was 10 years old when the show premiered, so a lot of her behavior could be attributed to just immaturity. In one of the earlier episodes, Kylie caused a major controversy when she was filmed spinning around on a stripper pole in Kris Jenner's bedroom. Reflecting on that episode to E! News, she said, "The stripper pole was so embarrassing, I wish it never happened. However, the reason she found this to be so embarrassing was due to how the world at large reacted to it." Coming number 8, bad tipper. Not only was Kylie Jenner accused of scamming her own fans, but she has also come under fire for being a terrible tipper as well. There have been 2 angry waitstaff members that exposed Kylie for leaving bad tips. One was a claim from a server in New York City who said, "She was fine, but she tipped $20 on a $500 bill. Do with that information what you will." With another claiming that they received a $2 tip from Jenner after delivering a $250 order to her home. I genuinely think that most celebrities just do not understand how the tipping process works. Although, to be fair, most people that have never worked in the restaurant industry understand how much they should be tipping. I think in North America, at least, the rule is 18% of whatever your final bill is. A lot of servers have to, pay out a certain percentage from their tips that goes to the hostess and sometimes to the line cooks as well. So if you don't tip on your bill, that money is pretty much coming out of the server's pocket. So on that $500 bill, she really should have been tipping about $90, not a $20 bill. Coming number 7, the wheelchair. The golden wheelchair photo shoot from 2015 is perhaps one of the most bizarre choices that Kylie has has made. Once those images hit social media, there were thousands of intense reactions from people who reported being discriminated against because of their disability. One of the ones that went viral was from 17-year-old Ophelia Brown, who shared a photo of herself next to Kylie Jenner and said, "Kylie Jenner, wow, being in a wheelchair is so fun and fashionable. Ableism is the ultimate fashion statement." And when speaking to the press about how this Kylie photo shoot made her feel, Ophelia went on to say, "When I first saw the picture, my response was that I didn't think she fully understand what a wheelchair was. A wheelchair is a big part of my life, and she seemed to be sitting on it for fun or to look more edgy and cool. I felt overwhelmed with annoyance and jealousy that she could just get in and out of a wheelchair." In at number 6, fake activism. I don't know if she just didn't think this one through all the way or what, but man does it look bad. Kylie took to her Instagram stories about the devastating wildfires in Australia that completely wrecked their country and their wildlife and said, "Over 500 million animals have been killed in Australia. This breaks my heart." However, later on, she posted this other Instagram story of her wearing mink slippers, and which then, of course, led to people calling her out for completely contradicting her earlier statement. Although I don't think they realized that Kylie Jenner probably doesn't care. She posted about the Australia wildfires because every other celebrity was also doing that. Regardless, one user writes, "She's out of touch with reality. Where does she think mink comes from?" In at number 5, disturbing photos. While promoting her Nightmare on Elm Street collection that features Freddy Krueger-inspired makeup, Jenner shocked and angered a lot of her fans. Kylie is expecting her second child with Travis Scott, and because she is expecting another child, this enraged people on the internet even more. She began promoting this Halloween line with various posts that all carried a heavy red theme. It started with a promo video that shows fake blood washing over Kylie's body while 1-2 Freddy's Coming For You plays in the background. The conspiratorial comments started really flowing on that video and just carried over to her next promotional post. For example, the comments that said, "This is sick and that's not a compliment," with another adding, "Adrenochrome?" Other than these types of comments that think every celebrity is the Illuminati, the rest of her comments seem to be split on the matter. I saw many supportive comments on Jenner's collaboration, but there were an equal amount of people that really did not care for it. Some called it disturbing, while others said that it was so horrifying that she needed to repent. A lot of people thought it was just distasteful because she was pregnant, which did become another focus of backlash. One person wrote about how if someone was recovering from a miscarriage, they would find this to be very daunting to look at, with another adding that on Mental Health Awareness Day, this was the last thing that they expected to see in their feeds. In at number 4, Kylie Cosmetics sweatshop. Back in April of 2016, around the time of the Kylie Cosmetics launch, many workers in her factories took to social media to expose the awful working conditions. The employees based out of a lab in Oxnard, California, described working as if it were sweatshop conditions, meaning long hours, early days, an unclean work environment, and too many people all working in the same area. One former employee even alleged that she fell ill after accidentally inhaling the makeup products. The production worker went on to claim, "Long hours, no home life, was only provided with a lab coat, hairnet, and safety glasses, no benefits." While the workers said they loved to see how makeup was made from start to finish, they claimed the makeup particles made me cough and sick. Coming in at number 3, blackfishing. After posting a video to her Instagram stories of her listening to music in her car, many people took notice of Kylie's skin color looking a little darker than normal. The term blackfishing is used to describe people who attempt to masquerade as black or even mixed race, and in some cases uses to increase profits from the adopted masquerade while being white the whole time. One user was so shocked by it, they said that it looked like she was wearing the Fenty makeup foundation shade 420. Another user decided to come at the entire Kardashian-Jenner clan and tweeted, "How many times we gotta reiterate that the Jenner daughters are just white, male white, not a bit of ethnic white. Kris and Caitlyn are straight up green. Kylie's blackfishing is even more egregious because she is as white can be," adding, "At least the other 3 have an Armenian dad as leverage. Kylie has no ground to stand on, and I'm tired of them telling us her lips don't have permanent fillers and that she just overdraws them." Coming number 2, the heel incident. After Kendall, Kylie, and Kris Jenner's boyfriend Corey Gamble ended up in the same car after being out on the town for a night of partying with the whole family, things began to escalate. Kylie refused to have the driver drop Kendall off at her house, which according to Kylie was out of the way. Kendall, who claimed she was sober at the time, said that Kylie smacked her, but not hard, and in return, Kendall flailed back, striking Kylie in the face. From there, the situation got really ugly. Kylie seemed to have been getting more and more intoxicated since the dinner started, and by the night's end, the lights were on, but no one was home. Kendall said that after she hit Kylie, her sister then took the heel of her shoe and pressed it into Kendall's neck. From there, the two apparently just began kicking each other repeatedly in the car, and as the fight continued to escalate, Mr. Gamble did his best to try to calm calm them down. Unfortunately though, to no avail. Kendall would actually end up later accusing him of cursing at her during the fight. According to Chloe, there was already tension when the night started because Kendall didn't come to the drag show. Chloe said that it felt like the tension between Kylie and Kendall had been building and building, so it just happened to boil over when they got into that car together. In our number 1 spot, filming Astroworld tragedy. Kylie Jenner being in attendance at the Astroworld Festival during all of the mayhem was one thing. However, the single moment that ruined her career in our opinion was when she uploaded a video of an ambulance trying to make its way through the crowd. That video was deleted soon after she realized the severity of the situation, but at that point it was pretty much the beginning of the end. Now she can't even really post anymore on her Instagram without getting some sort of extreme backlash in the comments for being insensitive.